They're not your traditional Cocoa Crispy footballs. These are stuffed. And wait till you see what they're stuffed with. For people who like caramel and cream, you're going to be very, very happy. So the first thing I want to point out is I'm going to make these Cocoa Crispy treats in the slow cooker, because that way they're going to stay warm and pliable, and I have a chance to work and manipulate each one individually. So that's my first tip. I think it's a good one. I've done it before many times. And then, of course, to make these, any sort of cereal treats, you need butter. So I'm going to pop the butter into the bottom of the cooker. I'm going to take 1 stick of butter and pop it in the cooker. And the cooker's already on low. I probably could have it on warm, but I've chosen to put it on low. And then I have some mini marshmallows. And I'm going to add those. Once the butter, Mark, if you want to look into the, can you see in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can see the butter melting. Bit of a stir around, and then I will go ahead and add the marshmallows. And this is not quite a full bag of mini marshmallows. And a full bag is 10.5 ounces. So I'm going to say this is probably a good 9 ounces of mini marshmallows. You can use whatever size marshmallows you like. I'm going to go ahead and add those into the cooker, and then it's going to be a few minutes before this is all nice and soft and melted together. So we'll check back in a few minutes and you can see what that looks like. And now while the marshmallows and the butter are melting together, I'm going to go ahead and unwrap these. We used to call them bullseyes as kids. I don't know what they're really. They call them caramel creams. So I'm going to unwrap a bunch of caramel creams because these footballs, like I said earlier, are going to be stuffed with caramel creams. So I'm going to go ahead and spill them out and then just take my time unwrapping them while the marshmallows and butter are combining. Okay, it's starting to happen.
Yeah, looks like it's starting to melt.
Yes, it is. It's becoming ooey gooey. It's going to be a few minutes, though, of course. So here's the caramels that Mark and I unwrapped. How do you feel about these caramels, Mark?
Well, I've never been a big fan of the white center. I love caramel, but
yeah,
like I said, it's kind of like a dreamsicle. I don't like the, I like a popsicle, but I don't like a dreamsicle with that white interior. That's
just weird to me. But then you won't have to have any of these.
Well, I'm sure they'll taste great. I'll still eat them.
Okay. All right, so while you're doing this, make sure you continually stir the marshmallows and butter so nothing, of course, burns on the bottom. It's been probably about maybe 5 minutes, and it's happening, but it does take some time, especially when you're doing it in a crock pot or slow cooker.
Could you increase the temperature? Would that speed it up? Or
I don't want to risk the chance of it burning, so I'll just keep it in here. And you know what? Good things take time. Switching over, you'll notice that I placed some parchment paper down on the surface. So after the footballs are made, I'm just going to set them onto the parchment so they won't stick. And Mark went down and he got me some into our basement and got me some of these, what he calls nitrile gloves. I've always called them latex gloves. So I'm going to use these on my hands when I'm forming the footballs. And I'm also going to spray these a little bit with baking spray just to avoid any excess stickage. Okay, so I've decided to switch to a dough whisk, or you can use any regular whisk, just to make sure to get everything incorporated. It is definitely melting, as you can see, and we still have a little ways to go, but I just thought this would work better than the spatula. And I don't know if you can see, but it is working better. So go ahead and whisk after a little bit. Plus, looking back, with the amount of marshmallows I used, I probably could have cut back on the butter just a little bit and maybe not gone the full stick, the full half a cup. But I did, so this is what we have right now. So there is 1 stick of butter in here, and what did I say, like 9 ounces of mini marshmallows?
That was your estimate? Yep.
Yeah, so, and it is coming together nicely. And you can tell that this dough whisk is working nicely too. Okay, I think this has come together nicely now, and it's maybe been about 7 to 10 minutes. I'm going to swap the dough whisk out again for the spatula this time, because now I'm going to add the Cocoa Krispies. And I have, let's see, this box is 12.6 ounces. So I'm going to start with by adding almost all of it, but not all of it. I'm going to give it a good stir and see how it comes together. So, yeah, more than half. I probably used 3/4 of this box. Let's give it a stir and see how it comes together. And of course, you know the reason I use Cocoa Krispies is because they're brown and the color of footballs. This sure is moving around a lot. My slow cooker, the interior.
And won't they be very hot when you try to...
They will be hot. That's part of the reason for the gloves. And also, I'm just going to hopefully move quickly. But if they're too hot to handle, I'm going to let them cool down a little bit first before I really get in there. But the only way to know that is by getting in there. So I am going to add some more of the Cocoa Krispies. Not a whole lot. I won't be using the whole bag. But just enough to kind of get in there where those uncoated marshmallows are, I should say. Okay. Another couple good stirs, and then we'll be right back and start shaping. Okay, lo and behold, I did go ahead and add the rest of the box because I thought I was seeing too much white, and I still may be seeing too much white for my liking right now, but that doesn't mean they will stay that way after they're formed. I'm hoping that the chocolate brown color will show through a little bit more. But we'll find out together, as we always do. And I'll tell you what, if you want a good workout for your arms, you do this for a while. I think I might have Mark give it a mix for a bit. Okay, we are ready to operate. So I'm going to go ahead, and I did test out, I'll show you. I took a glob, let's just call it a glob, of the crispy treats. They're not too hot. And with all that butter, they are a little sticky, but they're not overly sticky, so I don't think I'm going to have to, if you can see this, spray my gloves with anything. But I am going to take one of these caramels. Mark, maybe you can move the camera down lower.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and press it in the middle of a glob of Krispies. Can you see it good?
Yep.
And then just take my time to kind of shape it into a football shape. Now you can't tell that there's a, what did I call them? Yeah, bullseye caramel
Bullseye, yeah.
on the inside until you bite into it. And then, yay, nice surprise. So there's one. I think that turned out pretty well. What do you think, Mark?
Yep.
You can definitely tell it's a football, I think. So I'm going to set that there and continue on with the rest of them. And then what I'm going to do, my plan is to make like a powdered sugar icing just for the laces. And what I could do is sprinkle, because the marshmallow is coming out a little white, is I could sprinkle a very light dusting of like cocoa powder on them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do if I'm going to do that, because I'm afraid then the icing laces won't stick to the cocoa topping. I'll see what happens. I'll see. I might try one just to see. But I'm going to continue. Mark, you can keep rolling if you like. I'll do one more while you're watching. So here's a nice handful of the mixture. Here's a caramel. Press it in. Fold it over.
How do you think the caramel's melting inside?
You know what? These are not as hot as I thought they were going to be.
Okay.
So I don't think so. I really don't. I think they're going to remain as, soft caramels, of course. I don't want to call them hard caramels because they're not a hard caramel, but they're going to be semi-soft, but not melted. So there we go. What do you think of the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're good sized treats. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. They're definitely for the people with sweet teeth,
Yeah.
I guess. But I think that's pretty cute. And there's the other side of it, so you really can't tell there's anything hiding inside. Score. Okay, I'm going to continue on, and you can see what they look like when I've got all of them finished. Just a few tips I'm noticing after I've been making these for a while. They are starting to stick to the gloves. Now, you don't have to use gloves at all because I know some people do have allergies. Latex gloves, you can go ahead and just spray your hands. I used like I said before, a baking spray, and I have sprayed the gloves since this sticking has started. You can also, of course, start with new gloves. Nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that that does happen. And if you pan down, Mark, you can see, as you mentioned earlier, my sizes have gotten a little off. If you did want them all uniform size, good for you. I'm just kidding. If you do want them all uniform size, of course, you can use something like a cookie scoop or something that will keep them all, so you're not just grabbing out a hunk. You're actually grabbing out a measured hunk of treats. So I only have a couple more to do. What do you think, Mark? How do they look?
They look like they're going to be tasty.
Yeah, I think they will be tasty. I mean, really, sugar. I'm not a big sugar freak, and I know you're not a big sugar freak. We have friends that are sugar freaks. So guess who's going to be getting these?
So if you're watching, friends, you know who you are.
You know who you are. But yeah, actually, I think these will be great for a Super Bowl party, or they could be really good for tailgating or any sort of kids party. Yes, they are on the bigger side. You don't have to make them this big. So they're kind of like sugar bombs, but don't let the kids have more than one. Okay. I'm going to say I have enough crispy treats for one more. So I'll finish that, and then we will go ahead and put the laces on. Now, just for a little context of how I came up with this idea, I didn't actually come up with the idea of the crispy treat footballs. I've seen those on the internet plenty of times, but I wanted to put my own spin on it. And then I decided, well, it would be fun to stuff them with something, but I didn't know what. So I kind of scoured the candy aisle at the store to see what I thought sounded good and what maybe was a good shape and what would go along with the consistency of these. And that's when I came upon these, again, what I call bullseyes or buckeyes, or I'm not quite sure what they, how you refer to them. But you know what? The shape seemed to fit perfectly. The consistency was soft and chewy. And I just really thought that'll be kind of fun. So that's how that came about. Again, these weren't my idea, but I think I improved upon them. So now we're going to go ahead and mix up the icing for the laces. So I have confectioner sugar here. Mark, you want to pan down a little bit? Whoops. I don't need a lot because I'm not going to do the... Mark, what do you call the white lines?
Laces?
No.
The lacing?
No, the other parts that go...
The white lines. No, I don't know.
Okay. I'm not going to do those because I think in professional football, I seem to remember I'm not quite sure if this is correct, but I seem to remember hearing this or reading this at one point. The white lines on the ends of the football, not the laces, the white lines are for college football. And a professional football will not have those white lines.
I believe you are correct.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I do retain some information. Useless information. Well, not that that's useless. So I'm only going to be doing the laces on these footballs, so I will not need a lot of icing mixed up. So in this measuring cup, I think it's about a cup of confectioner's sugar, which is also called icing sugar. I'm only going to use a tiny touch of milk, whisk it up and see how that looks. And I'm also going to use because I don't like the flavor of just confectioner sugar and, you know, like milk or water. Ugh. So I'm going to use a tiny, tiny touch of almond extract. And the reason I'm using almond extract is because vanilla extract, I believe you can buy clear vanilla extract, but the almond extract I have is brownish in color, and I don't want to add that tint of brown to the laces. I want these laces to be as white as possible. Whoops. So that way they really contrast with the brown footballs.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So a little bit more milk, as you can see. Mark, can you see in there? So the consistency we want is going to be thick, but still, I don't want to say pourable because we're not pouring, but something that's going to squeeze out of a...
Hold its shape when you squeeze it.
Exactly. And be able to squeeze out of a tiny hole in the piping bag. Because it's going to be a thin hole, or a thin laces. So here's... I think that's pretty good. Can you tell what that is? I think you can, right? Okay. If you needed to thin it out further, you could add additional milk, a splash at a time, just a tiny bit at a time, or even additional tiny, tiny amount of almond extract. Or if it's too thin, if you've accidentally made it too thin, you can add additional powdered sugar until you get to this consistency. So now I'm going to put it in a sandwich bag and pipe it on the footballs. Okay, here you can see I added all that icing into a zip top bag, and now I'm going to I'm going to snip just a tiny tip off. And if it's too thin, it's going to start running out right away, and if it's too thick, which is what I want, a little bit thicker, then I'm actually going to have to squeeze it out, and that way I can control it, what it's doing. And I know I said I may dust it with cocoa powder, these footballs, but first I'm going to see how one of them looks with just the white icing. I think it's going to be enough contrast. We shall see. So let me give it a good snip, a quick snip. Okay, that looks perfect. I just have to squeeze it a very tiny bit to get that amount, to get that to come out. So how does that look to you?
Looks like laces on a football.
Okay. And then once you get it to where you want it, just touch down and pull up, and that'll be enough to break that strand of icing. And you can make these for your Super Bowl party this year. Okay, so that's it. Thank you again for joining us today in our Kudos Kitchen on YouTube channel. And if you visit my blog, kudoskitchenbyrenee.com, you'll get all the exact ingredients and information about this recipe. But it really is so easy. I mean, let's face it, it's cereal treats. But special cereal treats. So anyways, thank you for visiting, and I hope you'll come again. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.